Welcome back to Sustainable Living. Shilpa Reddy, powered by Planet Dreams from Natura, a new beginning to your life. Entertainment industry contributes in a large scale to pollution and landfills. Having a sustainable approach to even businesses goes a long way. Today, on yet another episode of Dates County Nature's Tycoon, I have with me an inspirational entrepreneur who has gone ahead to make a larger impact. Let's welcome the founder of 3D Design and Decor, Dinaz, on my show. Hi, Dinaz. Thank you so much for coming on my show. I've been wanting to bring you on my show since last season because you are in a very different segment and where there's a lot of scope for sustainability. So, welcome again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
In Hyderabad, at least. I don't know if I can compare you to this, but then you have done what Manish Malhotra has done to Bollywood.
Oh, wow.
Completely
That's
changed
a big
the
one.
aesthetics.
That's big. Thank
And
you.
the moment we think of decor, it's Dinaz Decor or Decor by Dinaz.
Thank you.
You have made a niche for yourself, which I think no one is still able to touch. You're like a little monopoly happening here with decor. So my first question is,
nice.
how did it all start? Were you always creative? How did this, profession happen to you?
It happened purely by chance.
Really?
I didn't know I had a single creative bone in my body. I used to fly to British Airways.
Okay.
Then I left it to get married. I came to settle in Hyderabad and I just started doing windows, storefront displays back then they were called, and then naturally progressed to weddings because some of my clients whose windows I used to do said, "This looks so sweet, can you do this for a wedding?" So started like that, and that's how it just took off, and it's progressed ever since.
Wow.
Completely organic. It was like just
Wow.
out of nowhere.
And you found this hidden talent within you.
I know,
and
actually,
you excelled at it.
Didn't know that it was there even.
Fabulous.
It just happened.
So this show, it's all about sustainability. What we do here is we try to create awareness, empower, and give ideas to people to find alternatives to make changes in their lifestyle that could be sustainable without dominantly compromising on their lifestyle. And when we think about decor, it's been said that a lot of waste generation happens for weddings and huge events that happen, across the country. And we love big Indian, weddings, and we celebrate every occasion, and we want decor for everything.
True.
So you've been in the industry for last 20 years. I want you to tell me, what kind of trends have you seen changing over the past 2 decades?
As you're aware and as you know, the big fat Indian wedding has happened. That is something which is recent. It was not there 20 years ago.
Right.
Weddings were simplistic. The poolwala came and the, chaatwala came and the family got together and put the whole thing together, right? Now it's become a multi-billion dollar rupee industry. It's a huge industry. We give employment to, millions of people, and there are starting with chota, small service providers, growers, flower growers.
Right.
It's a huge industry with the peripherals and the main event industry. So this has been a change. This is the trend which has taken off and now has gained great momentum. It does not seem to be receding. It seems to be going greater and bigger, and
really
what used to be the premise of just the rich and the people who had money would do these kind of things. Now it's permeating to various different stratas. Everybody who's having a wedding needs something done in whichever strata.
Correct.
There is a budget for everything, and there is a service provider who fulfills that budget.
Right.
So this trend doesn't look like it's going to reduce or slow down. At least it doesn't look like it now.
Okay.
And they call it recession-proof even so.
Recession-proof?
Yeah.
Oh,
they say this industry is recession-proof because weddings are weddings. They will happen. You can't not have weddings.
Correct.
Getting to be aware of how to do it in a sustainable manner, I think, is the challenge.
Okay.
Because I think people need to get aware which they are, because it's a subject now that people are aware of. But what people don't really know is how to do something about it.
Okay.
Therein is the crux. Like,
Right.
okay, I don't want to do, I don't want to waste. I want to be responsible. I want to be eco-friendly. I want to do things, but how?
So do you, I'm sure you have done a lot of sustainable weddings. I've seen few of your pictures and all of that. So do you think the trend is going to, catch up, and youngsters have become more responsible, whether it's as consumers or, how they're living their lifestyle? It's not as fast, but then there is a change. Do you see youngsters or families asking you for such kind of weddings?
Yes. There is definitely an awareness now that there are some couples who say, look, I want to do it in a responsible manner. That brings up a host of challenges for us as service providers, as decorators. Like, okay, so how am I going to do this without flowers? How am I going to do this without structures? What kind of cloth am I using? And then comes into picture the budget.
Right.
Because these kind of things are expensive.
So sustainable weddings are expensive.
Yes, because see, you would compare cloth. Cloth is a large part of our, decor.
Right.
You would compare, say, polyester, like factory manufactured polyester, which comes by the thousands and thousands of meters, as opposed to handloom, hand printed,
or even cotton.
Or cotton. These are expensive. Obviously, they're created, they're made by hand,
That's right.
Machine made versus handmade, that whole thing comes into play. So that's just one aspect of it. These sustainable materials, so-called, are expensive. So then does that family couple want to, spend that extra to do a sustainable wedding?
Okay.
Because all these things are so freely available and the rates are down, like plastic bottles. No, I don't want to use plastic bottles. I want to use steel or glass glasses and, pour water in that and serve water in that. So that brings up two questions. A, plastic bottles, water bottles are very cheap. B, how hygienic is it? How the cleanliness angle, the hygienic angle, the safety angle that comes into it. So there are lots of challenges like that. Money is not the only one. Then there is this whole cleanliness, hygienic thing when it comes to food.
Right.
I don't want plastic covering on the food. Then what?
What else?
So these are the challenges that we have faced. We have managed to do some because it wasn't like something that had to be very showy or, it didn't have to make that huge social impact.
Right.
It was there were times when the couple wanted it to be pretty, nice, pleasant, but let's be responsible about it.
Right.
Which is doable. It's when it becomes, I want no compromise in the look, but I want it to be this. Then we face
with simplicity has to come to.
There has to be a simple angle.
Simple angle to it. Yes.
Nowadays, as you know very well, simplicity is not something that people are looking for. At least not my clients. They're not looking for simplicity at all.
Okay.
Elegance, yes.
Yes.
But not simple.
So having said that, out of all the materials that you use, what % of the material can be reused, upcycled, or recycled?
So there is this company called Holy Waste that make that use used flowers.
We have them on Sustain card, by the way.
Oh wow, that's great! They're doing great work, really great work, and I really admire their effort. So they take all our flowers and they turn them into things like soap, incense sticks, perfume, all that kind of stuff. And then we take them back and we use them as, we give them away at our events.
Oh, wow.
So they, generate interest and awareness. This is one of them. This is what we use.
So these are incense sticks crafted from recycled flower used in our events. This is brilliant. I think one part of the waste, generation is taken care of.
Big part.
Yeah, huge, right? Thousands and lakhs of flowers.
Yeah. Huge. Flowers is huge.
Yeah.
Especially in my events, flowers is huge because I love flowers. It's nice to know that they're being taken, that aspect is being taken care of. And that's only thanks to these.
Right.
What e-waste guys? See, we're in India. India, by historically, we're a very parsimonious nation. Like we use things over and over again. Like mummy used to use the bottles again. This bottle comes, it's used for this and for that, and then,
Yeah.
right? Boxes, bottles. So we use a lot of stuff. We like to call it repurpose instead of reuse.
Okay.
Which is the difference lies in the fact that reuse it in its original format. Repurpose is it when you change it and you use it again.
Okay.
Make it look different, make it be different.
Okay.
That. So we repurpose a lot. Base structures are changed a lot.
Okay.
We try and use stuff like iron and wood more. In India, as it is in India, the culture is to reuse a lot. So what we do is we reuse a lot. What we like to call it, we say we repurpose it as opposed to reuse. Wherein reusing is just to reuse something in its original format, as opposed to repurpose it, where you use the same thing but in a different
purpose.
In a different way.
Okay, in a different
way. So you refashion it, you realign it. It's all done in a newer way. We reuse all our stuff. We're trying very hard nowadays not to use things like fiberglass, plaster of Paris. These are toxic materials which we've tried to step away from. This is our small little contribution to it, where you feel that let's not do it like this. Let's do it in a little more, eco-friendly, sustainable. So we try to use materials which are not as harmful to the environment as. But we have challenges there as well. Now, the biggest challenge I'm facing right now is floral foam.
Floral
foam.
What's that?
It's these are the green bricks in which you put flowers, which give us the ability to do flowers anywhere, anyhow. It's very versatile.
Correct.
You can do walls and ceilings and all kinds of things with it. It's so versatile.
Correct.
But it's extremely toxic.
Right.
So what do you do? Trying. I've joined a couple of groups. No floral foam. There's a worldwide movement.
Okay.
But there is no recourse. Like, what do I do? How do I do it? Like, somebody wants a floral wall. How am I going to do it? Because it not only does it hold flowers, it also is a source of water.
Correct.
So how do you do that? It's a challenge. These are challenges.
So the thought has started. Like, what if not this? What are the alternatives?
What is the alternative?
So yeah, that's the beginning.
We do. Like, for example, we take pots and we put mesh inside it and use it for flowers.
Okay.
But in certain applications, you can't do that. So it's a challenge. We're working on it.
Okay.
This floral thing was a challenge and then it got solved.
That's amazing. So one part of the decor waste is managed in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
And what kind of employment does decor create? Like, how many services and how many artisans work under you, and what is the magnitude?
The whole industry is massive. This industry has given employment to lakhs and lakhs of people. During Corona, they all suffered so much during this COVID thing.
Right.
Growers, like growers, they grow flowers. Right. They all had to stop and start growing vegetables instead. No takers, right?
Right.
So starting from the small, humble lady who sits in her little hut and makes potlis, small little bags for the giveaways, the shaguns.
Right.
There are little. It happens everywhere. There are ladies who sit in Gandhi Bhavan and they string flowers every day. Thousands and thousands and lakhs of kilos of flowers get dropped in their houses. And they come together as a collective after they finish their daily chores, and they string flowers the whole day. They stitch, they make ladis of flowers. For events. And then they get shipped to us and then we put them up. Right. So there's this, in any given wedding, I think we would be employing satellite staff of about 300 to 800 people, directly and indirectly, I would think, yeah. It's a huge employment generator.
Okay. So if someone wants to become Dinaz, meaning
I'm sure.
I don't think they'll ever become Dinaz because you have a unique style. But what are the prospects for youngsters going into this direction for their profession ideas?
I think there's huge prospects. There are a lot of youngsters in this now. a
Okay.
lot, many of them. Some of
Do
them
they
who-
need design background?
No, there's Pinterest.
Okay. Okay.
There's so much out there now.
Yeah.
There's so much
You can
out
learn.
there. Yeah, there's anybody and everybody can just pick up a certain picture and say replicate, and there is the means to do it now.
Right.
So I don't think one necessarily has to be creative. I think
If you have the eye,
yeah.
you
There's
can
so much
probably do it.
material out there. There's so much inspiration out there.
Inspiration.
See, creativity used to be at a premium because it dwelled within the person's mind. But now it's all out there.
Right.
So everybody's just put all their work out there, and there's so much inspiration and there's so much creativity in the world, and it's all
Absolutely.
available now.
It's all there to see and
Yes.
get
And be
inspired.
inspired. Yes.
Right.
It's brilliant.
So what is that one thing Dinaz would never use for decor, and what is that one thing Dinaz loves using?
Flowers.
Flowers?
Yes.
And what is your take on imported flowers? To me, I feel the carbon footprint to just import flowers for the wedding.
Yes.
It's, I don't know, it's
Massive.
just massive. But then
Yes.
as a tropical nation, don't you think we have enough flowers? And if we know how to use them creatively, you really don't have to import?
So the question of importing comes when it's a different kind of flower. We as a tropical nation, we have hot flowers. We grow hot flowers, which are grown and are conducive to warm climate. Right?
Correct.
So the cold flowers necessarily come from the Himalayas, and they're not that many. So when you're doing an event which has a pastel look and soft and creamy, and you need to have cold flowers, which are the soft colors and stuff,
Okay.
right? So therein lies the challenge. But I'm happy to say that now our Indian growers are investing a lot of time, energy, and money in growing these flowers here
Oh, wonderful.
in temperature controlled,
Okay.
setups.
Right.
So it's happening. It will happen because price point is also very important, right?
That's true.
So getting them from there, they're very expensive. So we're growing them here. They're smaller. They're fewer to get, but it's happening.
Okay.
It will happen.
So what would you suggest people to look at if they want to host an eco-friendly event when it comes to decor? Not just that, since you've done so many events, apart from the decor aspect, where else can sustainability be brought into hosting an eco-friendly event?
I think the event, yes, there would have to be a lot of attention given to the kind of materials used.
Okay.
Like I said earlier,
Yeah, the fabric. part
like
of it.
fabric, plastic, reuse. How are we reusing things? How much have we reused? Food. Can the excess food be transported, or can it be used to feed the hungry? These are kind of things that people will have to look into if they really want to go this way.
Right. At every step, not
to be
just
responsible.
absolutely.
Like, what is this? Where is it coming from? And we as service providers have to also be aligned with their wishes. And from our side also, we try and do what we can.
Right.
But like I said, it's a long, challenging way, which we're trying to.
The more awareness is created, the more conscious people will become, and then probably they will ask for more eco-friendly and
Yes.
be responsible when they are.
Yes, it is happening.
Okay.
Because I think our youngsters are coming up with more, like I would say, not maybe this generation who's getting married, maybe the generation after will be more, and subsequently more and more and more. I think it has to go that way because it's getting ingrained in everybody that, look, this is not really very responsible.
Right.
So let's not do it this way. Let's try and find a way where it is a little more, responsible.
So what is your idea of sustainability?
I don't want to use things that are toxic. I don't want to do that. I don't want to push them into the landfill and say, truck bhar ke take it away and forget about it, which is what used to happen. Garbage, waste.
Correct.
I want to promote, I want to understand how plastic works. I want to understand how, I'm teaching myself how to do it.
Okay.
Like, learning about this kind of plastic versus that kind of plastic, how to
Right.
reuse it, how not to reuse it, how what can be reused, what can't, what are the ways in which it can be. Like,
Mm.
we can't just blame plastic and say plastic
No,
is bad.
Yeah, exactly.
How do we reuse it? How do we recycle
What
it?
kind of plastic
What is
to
the
stop
kind of
using
yes,
and what
yes.
to kind of
Yes.
bring into
So
your
this is all
lives.
self-taught, because I don't know if there is any material available that.
So this
or-
channel is all about that.
Yes, that is why that's the reason I said no, I will do this, because we teach some, we learn some.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to learn. And
While conversing, I'm sure we are also creating a lot of awareness among people who are watching the show as well.
I'm sure. I hope so. I'd like to learn more. I'd like to tell you what I'm doing, but I think they're little baby steps.
Yeah.
But
the change has begun.
It has.
Yeah,
It
that's
has
that's what
begun,
matters
and
the most.
yes,
And
yes.
if you're all conscious, I'm sure we can make everything that we do sustainable.
I'm sure.
And mitigate
that time
harm.
will come.
Yeah.
We will overcome and we will learn. I think that's about it. Learning is all about what it is. It's
Right.
to teach ourselves how not to do things in the way that we have, and make these small changes. Yeah.
So, Dinaz, you have done so many sustainable weddings, and tell us about that one wedding which is memorable and which has been gratifying because it is done in a sustainable manner.
The couple, Mihira and Nishant, they were very, very, very keen on it, and they were extremely clear about what they wanted. They were very well informed.
Okay.
And they had done their research. They knew that, look, we want to do this in a sustainable way. So how are we going to do this? So there were many conversations, there were many discussions, and we went into it guided by them, because they knew what had to be done. And they were very helpful in terms of like, how shall we do this? Maybe we can use this instead of that. Do you think we can use this and not that? And so for us it was like more of guidance coming from them, that look, we don't want to use this, so what can we use instead of this? So then we tried to experiment with things, different kind of materials. We used newspaper, upscaled it, made installations of that, used a lot of rattan basket weaving, bamboo, all that kind of stuff. And it turned out, if I can say so myself, really, interesting and nice. They were very happy. We were very happy. The people were very happy. So I think all objective was, and it was nice for us to also apply our minds in a different way. It was like,
not the regular.
Yeah, the regular. It was like moving away from the beaten path, and it was nice. It was a good experience. And then subsequently we've done. And also what she was very keen on was using a lot of craft.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was very keen that we used hand printed stuff. Certain weaves that she wanted to use. She was she's a very knowledgeable person in this kind of stuff. So she was very keen that we did that, and we did, and it was rather nice.
I see that feel of gratification.
Yeah. Craft is something that I want to use a lot. I'm also getting into that, where I'm learning about local crafts, and we try to use them. Like, if we're making hangings from the ceiling, we'll try and make it in a crafty way, where you can employ 1,000 craftsmen for a month and fabricate those things.
Wow.
As opposed to.
So there's a lot of scope to bring in artisans also for decor.
Huge scope. Huge scope.
And we have so many
crafts
and arts.
Yes. We get these mural painters from Kerala who come and do our backdrops, and like I said, these palm leaf danglers.
Right.
I mean, there's so much which is doable. It's just, guiding them to do it in a way, which is what these designers do, like Gaurang and all. Like they're building these craft movements, and I hope
giving
to do
them
that.
new age designs, design intervention,
colors,
color palette, to suit the modern needs,
which is what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Time permitting, because there's just hardly any time to do anything, I feel.
But you've been doing great, Dinaz. And anything else that you want to add for youngsters who want to come into this profession? Pinterest, yes, but then apart from that, what does it take? Does it need patience, or what are the qualities apart from the design aesthetics?
Yeah, apart from design and aesthetic, I think it's like anything else where you just want to do something and you just got to give it your best. It's a hard field because as unlike other fields, this one doesn't have any scope for postponement.
Right. Time bound.
Time bound completely. You got to do it on that day at that time, and that's it. That's written in stone. Nothing can change that. So you can't, like the interior field, you know, Arey Karigar didn't come, this didn't happen, that didn't happen, it gets postponed. But this field, it doesn't happen. That is it. So that causes a lot of stress, and you need a lot of gumption and courage to just keep on going. There's a lot of stress.
And is it also personalized profession that you can't really delegate too much to too many people, or you can build a team and can delegate?
I think you can. I think you can. Like I said, the creative aspect is just one aspect of it. Production is the next and the huger part of it.
Like, I want to hear that part.
Yes. Production is big in this industry. Thinking it up, designing it and dreaming it up is one thing, and then bringing it and putting it, it's actually creation, right? You're actually creating something out of nothing.
Absolutely.
Right? And who is doing that? It's the production team that's doing that. Production is a very, very important part of it. And if you have a strong production team, you're sorted.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and knowledge and experience that you've had. And I hope decor goes towards sustainability as soon as it can.
I think it will. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having me.
Pleasure.
It's
is
been
absolutely mine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode and take inspiration to change your decor planning. Stay tuned for more episodes. See you all next week. Signing off, Shilpa Reddy.